What is up, fight fans? I am Jason Burgos for Ringside Intel, and I'm here to give you some bold UFC 311 predictions. Not going to do the whole card. We're just going to do the main card fights. Let's get right into it. First fight, Kevin Holland versus Reinier Ritter. Interesting fight because Kevin Holland was 3-4 welterweight. You know, we all thought maybe going to welterweight was the right move. It looks like it wasn't. He's going back to middleweight to face the two-division former one championship champion. And, you know, it's an interesting fight. Both men have very clear advantages. Holland's clearly a much better striker, and this guy's got 13 subs, 18 wins. And on paper, it seemed like this is a bad matchup for Holland. He's a guy that often fails against really good grapplers, and that could be possible, but I just don't see it here. I think while Ritter has faced some really good strikers in his career, like Holland just fast, you know, he's fast for middleweight. Guy was at welterweight not that long ago, and it's just cocky. Like, he just brings a style. I think it's going to be difficult to Ritter. I'm actually going to go, even though De Ritter is a bit of a favorite, I'm going to go Holland first round KO. Moving on from there, Dariush versus Renato Moicano. Another one that's a close fight in terms of odds. Dariush, this guy won 8 straight. He seemed like he was about to get a lightweight title fight. He meets some elite fighters in the division. Now he's lost 2 straight, hasn't fought in over a year. He's 35. On the flip side, Moicano, he's kind of, even though he's also 35, he's kind of peaking. This is the best Moicano we've ever seen. He's won 4 straight, 3 of them finishes. It's a thing where it just feels like even though they're the same age, they're in very different parts of their career. It feels like Dariush is on the way out. It feels like Moicano, I don't think he's going to become a champion. I'm not even sure if he's going to get a title fight, but I think he's got some big fights ahead of him in 2025. That's why I'm picking Moicano by decision. On from there, Yuri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill. Big fight. I mean, 2 former light heavyweight champions. It's the fight that a lot of UFC fans have wanted to see for a long time. We finally get it. We get it on Saturday at UFC 311. And while both are some of the better strikers at light heavyweight, they do it in very different ways. Prochazka is very wild, unpredictable. He throws stuff from all kinds of angles. But that leaves up some openings, while Jamal Hill, very geared towards his boxing. He's not going to throw a lot of kicks and stuff like that. He's a very technical, good boxer. Now, this is a fight that I think is definitely going to have a chance for Fight of the Night honors. I think there's going to be some moments where Prochazka might look like he's going to get a finish, maybe hurt Hill. I think Hill has to be patient. He has to be smart. He has to wait for his openings. Prochazka is definitely going to give it to him. I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a good, close fight. We're going to get to round 3. Prochazka is going to be a little tired, a little more sloppy, and he's going to leave an opening for Hill. Hill's going to get he's going to hurt him. He's going to knock him down. I'm picking Jamal Hill, 3rd round TKO. Now to the co-main event, the bantamweight title fight, Merab Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. This is a really fun fight. And what's crazy is that Merab Dvalishvili's story over the last 5 years has been one of the best in MMA. Guy's won 11 straight. He's got wins over Sean O'Malley. He just got it for the titles. Henry Cejudo, Peter Yan, and Jose Aldo. I mean, this guy, for the most part, for the last few years, has been the wrong bad matchup for everybody. But the funny thing in this fight is Umar is probably the bad matchup for him. Umar Nurmagomedov, yeah, he's 18 out. He doesn't have he doesn't have the resume that Merab does. You know, he's got the 1 win over Corsair Hanger, which definitely means a lot. And the smart diehard fans know how big of a win that is. He's just so well-rounded. Merab has gotten to the top by having just a relentless style, unbreakable will, really good wrestling, but he's not necessarily the most technical wrestler and dominant like a Khamzat Chimaev. He's not a great striker. He just has a great gas tank, and I think that's going to be problematic because when Umar Nurmagomedov just stops those takedowns and maybe he's better on the feet and forces this guy to have to do more, that's going to be tough. That's why I'm picking Nurmagomedov by decision to become the new bantamweight champion. On to the main event. Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan. It's rare that you get to see 2 elite fighters in their prime, true number 1 contenders going against each other. And what's fun about this one that's a little different from most Islam fights is a rematch. These 2 fought each other all the way back in 2019. Super close fight, but Islam won that fight. Obviously, these guys are far better than they were back then, but I think it's still going to be kind of similar in that it's going to be a hard-fought fight. It goes 5 rounds. You know, Islam's going to be pushed. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses a round, especially early, because Tsarukyan is a really good fighter, really good wrestling. He's come around his striking. Both of them are just really talented, well-rounded guys that are maybe top 10, top 15 best fighter in the world. We all know that Islam is the best. I'm sorry, Dana. It's not John Jones. But similar to like what I'm saying, how the fight's going to play out, I think it's going to we're going to see something the same, and that Islam is going to win. I don't think Tsarukyan is going to beat him here. Islam, I'm picking Islam. I actually think I'm going to go with fifth round submission. It's going to be a hard dogfight. Tsarukyan is going to get into those later rounds. He hasn't done very much in his career. Islam's going to get maybe a takedown, get into his back, and he's going to get a submission. Those are my picks for UFC 311. What are your predictions for Saturday night's main event?